think we don't try to offend people on purpose. So, if anybody think that they're going to get away with suggesting that Larry Vaughan is a stooge, well, obviously, you just like the people in times confusion got shit for brains. According to Big Lies. You got shit. You hear? Anybody who follows Larry Vaughan's Facebook page, you would see that this man don't make joke when he come to his business. The man even go as far as to go for the Constitution and bring it give you and show you where. I mean, something he writes is going to be kind of long, and you go be patient with it because he keep breaking it down to you, Rasta. So if Larry Van say that he can get access to the book, I believe he can get access to the book. And here again, some might say, oh, you like you questioning the integrity of Mr. Bailey, and why the hell not? Once you put yourself in a position like this, you open to questions from the general public. I don't care whether you is pastor or whatever the hell you are. You entitled or you open to some questions. And when you're in a sensitive position such as this, you have an even greater obligation to have even more than integrity. You need to be squeaky clean like Jesus. Clean, 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 clean your hobby. And you go be upfront and you go be thing. I remember what happened to Parrot. I remember how them Pam Unity people drag Parrot. What they say about Parrot. I remember. And I was wondering, why the hell he do that? I mean, you up ZIZ. Nobody can get in ZIZ unless they come to the army camp. Them boy, they got gun outside. Who you afraid? So you suspend the count because you say you fear for your safety. I could fully well understand that. But look how them Unity people drag Parrot. And you mean to tell me come full circle? Mr. Bailey, you can duck yourself, so? That now even Pam quoted as saying it got irregularities that happened in 2020 and we're really going on in the electoral office. Here's where you need to be more than transparent, my lad. This is an election you're talking about. Are you realize since the last election in 2015, are we not hear from Parrot again? Me not easy to Parrot pan thinking. Me don't see him. And me used to see him. So he come like Mr. Bailey want the same thing happen to him now. Because these people don't realize that, okay, you're in a certain position. After your position is over, you got a life to live after that, you know. And you got a conscience to live with, you know. But some people like they not understand that. Be careful how you wield your power when you are in a position of power. Be careful. Because when you done administer your works, you're going to get a pension, you know. You're going to get a pension. Parrot made a mistake. Look what happened to Parrot. Mr. Bailey, mine. This election more than most, and every election is an important election, but this more than most. Mr. Bailey, mine. I don't think the people are saying it's a Neve is going to accept anything less than where they think their heart's desire, you know. And everybody could see where their heart's desire if you're paying attention, if you're on the ground. Right now, a lot of painting and walls going on. Well, I could paint as much as I want. Remember when Labour lose in 2015, they were doing the most. And the people decide to hell with you. We fed up. We actually believe what Team Unity was telling us. So we go in, so. You could have see it, smell it, feel it in the ear. Who didn't think that Labour was going to lose in 2015 was delusional. You hear? You could have see it and smell it from a mile away. Only some people who believe in, they believe in, didn't see it. Me see some people ball and all when Labour lose. Because they never thought Labour could have lose. Think Labour the big berries? Berries. When I see some people talking about bringing in artists from overseas, they say nothing new. Pam the bring cartel. See Origin Black Free. Say the OM 750 since then. Who name me call again? Wallace Wilkin again. The same thing was for Team Unity campaign in 2020. He name call again. This man always in the mix. I don't know if after this election, if Wallace going to be anywhere close to politics. You understand? I don't really know. But I would love to see how that would play out. Anyhow, I mention all of that to get to this. Integrity in public life was a big ticket issue for Team Unity in 2015. Integrity in public life. Because there was this notion that Douglas robbed this country blind. They sing Calypso say he into real estate, focus on his own business. Douglas rich, Douglas this, Douglas that. How we get rich, how we get money. No. Nobody want to question how some people turn rich overnight. Now Pam up and down and say that the minister who was with them on the other side now couldn't even afford to pay for his house before he get into government. No sooner than he get into government, $1 million mansion. Change a Jeep, change a this, change a that, way. How they get so? But and all them was in there together, They don't keep an eye on one another. They don't put no checks and balances on one another, to make sure that public money safe, They come with this integrity in public life thing. Yeah, we have good governance agenda. Come see the Integrity in Public Life Commission. The first commissioner had to resign. Because according to him, all now he can get funding to get the office up and running, operationalized, and get the necessary resources so he could carry out his duties. So the man had to resign. These are things what happen, Team Unity people had on the shades them time there. They no ain't see nothing wrong with it. Oh, Timothy is the best. Timothy this, Timothy that. Timothy could have done no wrong. Now the same Timothy, we now know, I broke in all of them backside. I mean, how the hell you sit down in a cabinet with a man and watch this man put his chess pieces on the board? Brother, prison. Brother, bank. Sister, payroll. Sister, courts. Sister, there. Brother, here. Niece, there. A friend, here. All over. Or you sit down and now you watch this man put his chess pieces in place and didn't even understand what the hell he was doing. And all of your PAM people and CCM people defended the bullshit. Because I remember when there was the hot talk about his family going into strategic places, even when some of them were put on leave by the previous administration. And all know the previous administration have come to confirm where they went on leave for. Perhaps if they did do it, he would not have been able to bring them back and put them right back in positions where they were on leave from. And Pam defend that. CCM defend that they allow it to happen because we not hear no pushback and no uproar from them. If they do it quietly in there, the quietly ain't mean a goddamn thing because it played out right in front of our faces. We saw it. That's nepotism. That's the meaning of the word nepotism. Because sometimes I really believe that somebody hear some of these words and don't understand what it means. People like Mr. Politics. I remember Mr. Politics was up and down talking about the IMF, the IMF. One time I met Mr. Politics up by Western gas station and asked him, what does IMF mean? He didn't even know. He didn't even know what IMF stand for. But he up and down on radio station every single day talking about to the hands of the IMF, the hands of the IMF, the hands of the IMF. Timothy, who was also there as the Minister of Finance, who introduced the VAT and all these things, now I come and talk, oh, this is a Douglas legacy, VAT. The man had 7 years to lift VAT, and he didn't drop it by 1%. And every year he come and he says surplus after surplus after surplus. Surplus after, I mean, we're doing better. That's what it's supposed to mean. But we all know creative accounting. If I choose to pay a bill this year, I pay it. If I don't pay it, the money I could have paid, we'd hold it back and say I got a surplus. That's it. He get double salary every single year that he was Prime Minister. Mr. Sugar Daddy. But he couldn't drop the VAT by not even 1%. And now an election come around, you're hearing Mr. Finance, Mr. Superstar Accountant, Mr. PhD and Doctorate in Accounting, now come telling you that if he come back again and he win, he gonna drop the VAT. Will anybody believe that? They got to be damn stupid. I saw a video yesterday, and let me not get to that because I really want to stay focused. So all these things happen under the noses, under the eyes, under the watchful eyes of the Team Unity partners, and nobody did anything about it. Now the shit done happen, the horse done bolt, Timothy done run up and down Panawi in this country according to them. They now want to come and present themselves as the saviors. They couldn't save you while they were in India. But they want to be the saviors now out here. That is my problem with them. You can be an accomplice to the crime and then turn around and want to save me. It don't make no sense. And anybody who got any kind of self-respect know that they can't happen. You wouldn't accept it in your personal life, but you want me to accept it politically. Just vote PAM and CCM. Oh. When the victimization was going down, they stood there and watched the whole thing. They didn't push back. They didn't call out Timothy. Some of them even defended the bullshit. And now they want to present themselves as saviors, an alternate choice to Timothy. You're crazy. You must be mad. And then want to compare. Oh, but look, he was with Labour for 18 years, so I ain't talking about. Now, what we talking about? Dougie fired his ass. Dougie fired his ass. So in one breath, all you want to say, oh, Labour created him. Okay. But when Labour was finished with him, threw him on the garbage heap, who went and washed his skin with Kralin and bring him back? Who went on the garbage heap, on the unemployed line, pick him up and bring him back and present him as a leader? Bring him back as a leader and exalt him in your fight against Douglas. I just really want to get back in government. I didn't really give a shit about none of them things I talk about, integrity in public, life. Here Sean, but when they go back in, they're going to restart and re-energize the integrity in public life. And when they're in there, none of them check one another. everybody just run wild inside there. Nobody was checking one another. And when some couldn't get what they want, that they were accusing people of, all of a sudden, they remember about integrity. Well, I don't want to hear it. Sean up and down now do all kind of Facebook live, both stories, some campaign trail. Yesterday, somebody sent me one and said, Ike, look at this. I know you would like this. When I listen to the thing, Shana come and talk about now, it's time to move St. Kitts and Nevis to a republic and remove the Queen as the head of state. But I mean, just troops and just lock off that day. I took Timothy's advice. When you see big people attack stupidness, you just troop your teeth and lock off that day. Foolishness them attack. Sean could come now and want to play conscious. All of a sudden he want to play conscious and appeal to who? You had two opportunities in the year. To tell the Queen, Madam, fire you. You ain't see that this government had any kind of conscious feel to it. They followed the colonial playbook tooth and nail. Winner takes all. In this Westminster style of politics, winner takes all. There's no provision at all for the opposition to have a voice. They give us a Speaker of the House. Worst Speaker of the House me ever seen in my entire life. Other man where they got, you know. The voice of the opposition was stifled. Every time the opposition get up to say something, it's some shenanigans in there. The Public Accounts Committee, when that bill came for debate, the way how the bill was, you could have even questioned her ants in any ministry once he was present for some kind of shenanigans. Even if a fly was on the wall, the way how the Public Accounts Committee was set up, you could have questioned the damn fly. Team Unity get in, and they went to the Public Accounts Committee Act, and they tore that shit apart. They pull out his teeth, his tongue, his guts, his gum, everything. They pull out of the Public Accounts Committee. The teeth that it had to sift through the files them to see how monies were being spent in our government. Team Unity got it like a fish. It was a hot debate. Marcella Liebert used to be on the trail every day about that. Till then all I used to get fed up and like, oh, man, just see how we go. We come full circle now. The integrity in public life, up to now, Timothy can't fund it. Nobody asks him a question. Nobody pressure him. Nobody come publicly and say, well, why this happen? When the commissioner resigned, Pam no say nothing. They wasn't conscious then. But all of a sudden, Sean know both Republic and removing the Queen. When he done swear to allegiance to the Queen and he has her successors. So now, an election is looming. He trying to come and play on who conscience. Who consciousness you try to appeal to? Give me a break, you hear? As I tell you, me just troops and just lock off that day. Somebody say, oh, finally, the job on the line now. Me never hear Sean talk about that yet in his life. Never, ever. But the job's on the line now. So all of a sudden now, they want to appeal to things that you are interested in. They wasn't interested in them things for the past 7 years. They was on a honeymoon for the past 7 years. Up to now, they don't do no real work yet. But they used to try to convince you that Team Unity is so busy working for you. Working for who? I work for your damn self. Listen to the rant that they went on when Timothy fired them. Them town hall meetings used to go up on the place. Go back and listen to them. Nothing but a big bills in Chop Your Frack festival. Go ahead, listen it. Who Sean could convince now that he's so conscious-minded, that he so stand with the black liberation, that he now want to get rid of the queen as head of state and move into, what you call it, a republic? Who's supposed to believe that? Then me? Me never hear Sean talk nothing conscious yet. Never, ever, ever. I mean, I hear friend long time. So that they can't fool me. Me no want to hear it. Me no want to hear it. But stories on the campaign trail. So it took your ass getting fired from Timothy to walk around on the campaign trail to get the real issues, the real bread and butter issues that people concerned about. And now you want to come back and convince me that that will be a top priority for you when you get back in with government with CCM? The same CCM who stood by and watched Timothy commit all these atrocities against St. Kitts and Nevis, and now you ain't do a goddamn thing? Bye. No thank you. If the people have voted for you, fine. But me personally, no thank you. Lee, you're right. Team unity is the best thing happened to St. Kitts that I used to run with. The best thing what happened to St. Kitts and Nevis is team unity. Now hear them. Hear them. Nowhere know how these people showed me any kind of consciousness. They didn't show me where they wanted the paradigm of the kind of politics of old to die out. They showed me none of it. No sooner than they get fired, they come back with the tribalism. Mark from the onset. Attack NRP, bam! How come NRP not stand with me for Nevis? You don't even stand with Nevis for Nevis. Not even you. With your 3 seats. But how the hell you come NRP fault? The old time politics again. Then he come and he start to talk about how, oh, somebody in St. Kitts want to see Nevis people as second-class citizen. Because Timothy fire he has. We partner, you know that for the 7 years we didn't sit down. And then no one nobody ask him no question, otherwise they works to high heaven. Well, I am predicting, and I got a strong feeling that Nevis people ain't want to hear nothing else. I'm sorry to say. I wish NRP was more forceful. I wish NRP was more energetic and aggressive to deal with this youth. I really wish. I don't know if it's happening on the ground in Nevis. Maybe Nick, you could tell me? Because I'm not on the ground in Nevis. But I don't kind of watch certain things still. I wish they were more aggressive in pushing back against the narrative where this man really come out and try to push. Because it don't make no sense at all. No kind of logic it could make. Let me show you how they're not interested in integrity in public life. They have an integrity in public life in a Nevis, and he used to always beat his chest and say, we have integrity in public life. Ah, rah, 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 rah. Okay. Timothy now let us to know that a sitting minister in the NIA have $100 and something million project, right? That Timothy say is the same way the police prison set up, right? Okay. The leader of NRP went to the Integrity Commission. Investigate this. We hear from Tim. We hear from Brantley and we hear from Spencer. But we want an independent body to look into this. You know what the Integrity Commission say? They don't have a jurisdiction. In response to the leader of NRP's call to investigate this matter to get an independent assessment of what really happening here, how come the general public didn't know about this? Where is the integrity in public life? The Integrity Commission, in response to that call, said they don't have no jurisdiction. People are you understand what I go on here, Me put it into context why, The people who are supposed to keep watch, to do the investigations, to make sure that our politicians, that our civil servants, that anybody who got any kind of access to public money remains above board, telling you that they don't have any jurisdiction to investigate that matter. But I should just throw myself out the chair now. I can't believe that then. So you mean to tell me you boast and say you got integrity in public life up and running in Nevis. And when the commissioner look at the law that should govern him, that should give him teeth, that should give him the mandate that he requires to do investigations about these things, your response to the general public is you do not have jurisdictions here. Well, me ask, that is telling. That is truly, truly, truly telling. So the integrity in public life here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the commissioner, the very first commissioner we ever had for that commission, resigned because he said the finances to set up the office and give the office the resources it need to operate ain't coming. And then you go across to Nevis. The same CCM government who was in league with Timothy and Pam do an integrity commission, an integrity in public life commission, and ain't give it no teeth, nor no jurisdiction to investigate them. So, they have been in a position to bring about the change that they taught on their platform, and they have not done it. And you mean to tell me that the people of Nevis gonna just overlook all these things and say, man, I like Mark. Me and CCM, so me stick with me CCM. And then you want to turn around and blame who? For Nevis not being able to move in leaps and bounds. Timothy? St. Kitts? Okay. But when last you pick up the Constitution? I would encourage all CCM. If you love Mark, you love Alexis, you love Eric Evelyn, if you love CCM, you're trying to tell me that you love CCM more than you love Nevis? Pick up the Constitution and see what the role of your NIA is for Nevis. See what the role is. See what the Constitution says the NIA is responsible for and is supposed to do for Nevis. Just pick it up and read it. No me say so. Ted Happ's in there, and he had a vision. Simeon Daniel in there, he had a vision. They set up the Constitution that way so that Nevis could chant its own course. Pick up the Constitution and read it. If you never did, pick it up. It's online. You just got to pick it up. From section 100, that whole section there was carved out for Nevis. The clause 113, everything. Just pick it up and read it. That's if you care to. If you don't care to, well, okay. So if CCM and Pam go back in, one man Uncle Mac can tell you that this is the best relationship that Senkis and Nevis has ever had. Where Sean had a chance to put Nevis on the front and Sean to do it. I was in 2020. He tell Nevis people practically go to hell. In 2020, when Mark went to him, as Mark said, and tell him, let we get rid of Timothy, because Timothy now behave good. Sean tell Nevis in 2020, when the USA colleagues went to Sean and tell Sean, boy, let me get rid of Timothy in 2020. Sean tell every last one of them, I stick him with him. Understand, people. When Sean had an occasion to choose Barabbas and choose Christ, Sean chose Barabbas. He gave every last one of us the middle finger. Their record is clear. I don't understand how Mark and CCM people could work with me when he keeps saying, judge them on their record. Judge me on my record. My record. Judge us on our record. We partner. This is your record me talk about. This is your record me talk about. Your record. This is your record me talk about. You weren't able to convince Sean in 2020 to rest on Timothy, but you can convince him 2 years later with what, more persuasion? And now this is the real unity between Pam and CCM. How am I supposed to trust you when you tell me that Timothy is the best? So if after 3 years, Sean ain't take up $1 billion to give you, just so, well, you're going to come back and tell the people at Nevis that Sean just as bad as Timothy, that Sean is just as bad as Douglas, and you should send him back to Bastia with somebody else who he handpicked to be the king in order to get Nevis' fair share? With Nevis, how long are you going to go on and run in circles with Mark with this? How long? Timothy said he sent 400 mil. Mark agreed that he sent the 400 mil. What he do with the 400 mil, nobody could see. Because he maths not add up. But CCM people want to work with me when I judge Mark on his record. Or you want to work when I judge him on his record. This last incident with Spencer Brand and what the Integrity in Public Life Commission said is evidence enough to show you that these men wasn't serious about anything with they say on the platform. They wasn't serious about no new paradigm shift. They wasn't serious about no integrity in public life. They wasn't serious about no good governance agenda. So anything that they say now ain't even what the paper that they write it on to read it back to themselves to read it to you. Ain't what the paper. How dare you question what Nevis do with the money? What? Me passport says it's a Nevis, yeah? But me got right to ask a question. You damn forward. I have a right to ask you a question. What you saying? I have a right to ask you a question. So because I live by Nevis, my passport says it's a Nevis. See, somebody just said, even when Dougie them was in that position, they stood up for people's rights. And these worthless vagabonds, according to Timothy, trampled on people's rights. These worthless vagabonds. And now they're coming back. Where the people at Nevis don't listen, they don't pay attention to nothing. To hell with everything, just listen to what Mark said and that's it. Where the evidence is clear. They're not interested in no paradigm shift, they're not interested in nothing. So Mark Brantley should just handpick who's supposed to be in prime minister and saying it's a Nevis for the rest of his days until he find the right one. And just go along with him. But not me. You crazy? You gave us Timothy. You can't now come give me Sean. Me not trust your judgment. Me not trust your judgment now with Tricia Papa. Go back. And for the rest of this week, I'll try and find the clippings, right, of what the Public Accounts Committee used to be to what Mark, Sean, and Timothy water it down to. So the Public Accounts Committee now work in a sinking. The Integrity Commission in Nevis now work. So which one out of the two of them can come back and talk about good governance agenda and integrity in public life? How come Mark never tell her that Spencer Pan got a project to come? We didn't know about it. Timothy spilled the beans. And now they're coming after the fact to try to cover the track. See, somebody asked if I'm taking calls. Yeah. I don't mind taking some calls. I mean, people got to begin to understand and look at this thing from a logical standpoint. Yes, you may love your party. Yes, you may love your representative. But if your representative not deliver, what do you ask your hold on to? You're holding on to a man that now look after you. Just giving you a little comes here and there. I mean, come on. What more you want to see? To prove to are you? This is the crux of the matter, you know. Look at how the electoral process going. Look at how Timothy doesn't want to answer any kind of question at all about integrity and public life. Look at how the Integrity Commission in Nevis now work. What more do you need to show you that these people wasn't serious about no governance at all? They had a clue what they were doing. And I keep telling you, all right, so they had a clue. Let's take a first call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ike.
Bless.
Yeah. The integrity makes sense they open then. What it says that they open and they didn't have the grounds to investigate. They ain't got the jurisdiction to investigate. What it says they open then?
Not a thing.
You can't make no sense at all.
No.
And every year, check back around January 6th or 7th. Every year, Mark take a nice picture on the steps. Oh, I'm going to submit my documents for the integrity in public life. It is working in me, this and that, and way. And I can't believe damn well nothing ain't got no jurisdiction to investigate about it. So it makes sense to submit anything.
No work.
Every year he take a picture. Go back in January on the first week there, you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Every year he take a picture to say that he's submitting the documents and everything is running good in Nevis and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
He can buy Spencer Bad, let us resign and that, you know.
But now resign what? Do you see with some serious egomaniacs here?
Well.
I keep telling you, I saying about listen to me, a set of egomaniacs they are, they will never resign, they don't care. You know, see even in the face at Timothy, They still not resign. They sit down right down until Timothy fire them. Where they going to resign again?
And you only want to tell them, resign, cross the floor, and submit the motion.
Yeah.
They're going to save a lot of place, you know. But now they sit down there, what Timothy fire them. And then when they get Hollywood now, they try to come with damage control now. But it's supposed to be like the truth, you know. But it's not the truth, you know. And they try to cover, they come with this long-winded thing and say, oh, he submitted since late 2015 and it's 2017 he gained government. That they proof from since 2020 here, you know. So 3 years fully into government, that they done approve and everything, you know. Mm-hmm. And nobody say anything. So 2 years after he done approve, nobody say anything. If Timothy then still living, nobody would know. They're the sharpest, like shiny project, and nobody would know that a Spencer only be. Nobody would know. And then if Spencer could submit that as an NIA minister, how come Mark never could have submit nothing for the PSC or to amend the CBI or something?
Oh. So Spencer
do it as a
private citizen.
NIA minister.
Well, let's say he's a private citizen. But if he could come up with that idea for a project for Nevis, you mean to tell me Mark couldn't go to Timothy and say, okay, fine. Since you don't want to give us 1.something billion in cash, just like how we approve at least 5,000 passports, 4,000 passports for Galaxy, right? To go and sell on the market to make 1.something, 2.something bill. We want that same deal for Nevis. You don't have to give us the cash, give us the passport. We'll market it, we'll sell them from Nevis, and whatever monies we make, that is our fair share. He couldn't come up with a plan like that? Bye. I think with the car drop out. Mark couldn't come up with a plan like that. All the brilliant madness he is, he couldn't come up with a plan like that. Instead of a papi show himself about Tim no man give me fiancé. Where his name is this fiancé. No one to do no work. No one to do no work. But if two we got a cow, well, if I may get up and feed the cow, I carry out the cow, I buy food to the cow, I milk the cow, and still turn on and sell the milk. You want a profit out of that? You want a profit out of that? Let's call it for what it is. Some people like they're afraid to call it for what it is because, Nevis people might get upset, Nevis people going to vex. Well, let them vex. They've been vexed. But the anger is pointed to the wrong set of things. To the wrong set of things. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am well and getting better.
Nice. What's on your mind this morning?
I want to examine a little bit this issue with Mr. Brand and his $120 million hotel development. Because I listened to Dr. Bartlett last night on Run, and I called in and said, why are Nivisians so upset about this investment when they will benefit? Mr. Brand is a Nivisian and he deserves to be able to invest. But you see, EK, what people need to understand, if you are in private service, you are in private service. Once you decide to become a public figure, that game changes. Mm-hmm. You're no longer able to do things that you want to do as if you were a private citizen. And so people must understand there's a whole difference in it. But I think they do know, but they're trying to, cover up and play and paper over this egregious incident with Mr. Brand. But more troubling, EK, the fact that you had enablers within his own government, within the CCM government, that propelled this argument all the way to the cabinet and on St. and got approval. At no point in this whole episode with Mr. Brand did he even try to disengage from this investment, put even a dummy company up front to make it seem, even appear that there was no impropriety. But they are so confident in their corrupt ways. It left his name on the document, big and bold for all of us to see. So they didn't care one way or the next. And you're quite right. All of those investment opportunities that could have been funded by the alternate investment opportunities, they were never pursued. Never once. And so when Mr. Brand is going forward with a $120 million project, scaled down from over a $600 million project, it tells you that this group of people on this CM are corrupt from top to bottom. And they do not deserve a second chance, a third chance. They need to go. Grantley, Zook, Eric, all them sat and approved this $120 million project on behalf of their colleague. There's another point people are missing. If you are a sitting minister in a government, and this is the NIA government now I'm talking about, then Mr. Brand being a colleague minister, when concessions are being granted for whatever supplies or materials or services that are required to build this $120 million complex, is it appropriate for him to be there during the awarding of concessions? So he can say, listen, I need 100 bundles of steel when he only requires 50. Are they going to tell him no? I doubt that. If he says he wants 200 computers, are they going to say no, you only need 100? I doubt that. So he's free to exploit whatever his friends are willing to throw at him. And he's not free. It is at our expense. It is at the people's expense. Because the taxes that would support social services, support mothers with children, whatever the programs are, they are being shorted by the fact that an illegal concession is being granted to Mr. Brand. These are the kind of things people need to drill down into and understand that when you're in public service, you are in public service. You should not be becoming a multimillionaire in public service. Leave that for the private people. And if Mr. Brand wanted to pursue, after he became a minister, this hotel development, he should have resigned from the public service and pursued it as a private citizen. But you cannot have it both ways. On the issue of the integrity in public life, I must admit, EK, that I did not read the provisions or the regulations of the Nevis Ordinance that was passed in 2018, because I assumed, and I assumed wrongly, that it was the same regulations that guided the 2013 Integrity in Public Life Bill that passed in St. Kitts. But it was not. Those guys gutted out, took out, under the cover of darkness, the idea that the commission cannot investigate malfeasance in public office. It is a most outrageous act I've ever seen. And those commissioners sitting there collecting over $500,000 in office supplies and rent and all that, they need to resign. They need to resign in protest that they have been accorded this disservice of trying to police something that cannot be policed. Because the very essence of the Integrity in Public Life Act, or the ordinance on it, was to prevent the very same thing that they say they can't prevent. So what is the purpose of them being there? What is the purpose? Except to suck up more resources that people can well use here on Nevis, even to lower the fuel surcharge. There are so many uses that can go to that money. If we are disregarding the legality of how ministers act while in public office, then let us use the money then for something else, to help pregnant women or to help mothers with dependent children who are having a hard time making ends meet. But not for a moment we should continue supporting an office like that with the provisions that are there that prevent that office from investigating malfeasance in public office. It makes absolutely no sense. No sense. It's a travesty and it needs to end. Thank you, EK.
Thank you so much for your comments as well. This is how you put things into perspective when you are discussing quote-unquote politics. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody extramarital affairs. I don't want to hear about nobody outside child. I don't want to hear about nobody this and nobody that. This is what the nuts and bolts are. of the discussions. And if you don't know what is happening, then make yourself aware of what is happening. Put things into perspective for yourself. The Integrity in Public Life Commission in Nevis ain't got no jurisdiction to investigate nothing. So that through the door, that cannot be no accomplishment ever again in life. Oh, we have integrity in public life here in Nevis. No, you don't. You got shit. Same thing down here in St. Kitts. Not even the first day in office the Integrity Commission had yet. So you got a piece of legislation, but nothing at all. Look at all the investigation that was supposed to happen on the immunity that we ain't get a report on yet. Remember when the AG shut down the electoral office? What did the report for that? The stem cell, where's the report for that? The herpes, where's the report for that? Hush puppy, I know the commissioner can't come back to our yet. Nothing at all could be investigated in St. Kitts and Nevis. I pray that whoever the next government is, that they would reinstate the Public Accounts Committee. I ain't so sure how Nevis gonna go because I just got a gut feeling that they're going back with Mark. I just got a gut feeling. They're gonna have to prove me wrong. Good morning, you're on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. What about you?
I am doing wonderful.
Nice.
Okay, so may I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of the Integrity Life Commission in Nevis?
Wait, no, we're not on a purpose.
So why does it function? Why are we paying them?
What you function though? You don't got a jurisdiction.
Well, if you don't have no jurisdiction, the best thing to do ain't to shut it down.
Maybe the man want to collect the little sugar cake. I mean, it's a walk.
For what? What sense does it make?
None really, but it's a walk, so it's free money.
Stop this but story. But is a conjunction. I don't like this but story.
It's free money. I just tell you, it's free money.
Money? Mm-hmm. So you're selling your soul for money.
Yeah.
And you feel that is right for the people. So you're telling yourself you're thieving. Do you know that is thieving? If we consider, look, the word thieving could be larcening by false pretense. You know they can go to jail?
Not in St. Kitts, Nevis.
Hi. Good morning, Ike.
All right, darling.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take this next call. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, that call dropped out. I do apologize for that. No politician in St. Kitts and Nevis is going to get in jail. And until one of them got jail in the backside, we're going to kind of serious change around here. You understand? And they have enablers. I want to make the point. I know I might get some licks for this, but that's okay. I don't hear everything worse I could possibly hear under this heaven. Just a couple of days ago, I found out that I was garbage, that I was trash. You understand? So, nothing when nobody could say to me after that, could make me feel no type of way. Take this call first. Hello, good morning, you're on.
Good morning, AK. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. One of the vexing thing for me with this Spencer Brand deal is that Spencer Brand is one of the individuals, along with Mark Brantley and the others, who were making a whole lot of noise about fair share for Nevis. The question that I have for Spencer, Mark Brantley and the others, did anything relating to fair share for Nevis ever arrived at the federal cabinet? We know the answer for that is no. So then it is clear that these guys are in office looking after their own personal interests and not the interests of the people of Nevis. They are trying to convince me that, Spencer, getting a development off the ground is better than sitting down and negotiating and planning for a fair share, as they will call it, for the people of Nevis. And it's for us to understand that these guys are taking us for a ride and that it means absolutely no good for Nevis. And all three of the CCM candidates need to go home. And let me get somebody again who looks after the people of Nevis, because the record is clear, Ike, that the NRP has always championed the cause of the people of Nevis. And so I am appealing to all the people who live in Nevis, or who have an affiliation with Nevis and will be voting in the elections in Nevis. Please vote for the Nevis Reformation Party so that we can get good governance and we can get people who will look after the interests of the majority of us. Thanks, my brother.
All right, thank you so much for your call. And there's a call there to vote for NRP. My job here on these platforms is not to tell you who to vote for. It's to present the evidence, present the facts to you, put things into perspective, have a conversation so that you can make a better choice when you go to the polls. You vote for whoever you want to. It's up to you. But don't engage me in conversations about, because right now, when I hear PAM people and PLP people talk about, well, what about this? And what about that? You're in no position to talk about what about nothing. No position whatsoever. This is your argument. We have a bus. I give you the bus to drive from town to country. You do all kind of shit in the bus. All kind of things. Passengers are call and complain you. Businesses are call and complain you. The children them talk about you. I can't see how my money go. And then when I ask you a question now, you tell me, well, John used to drive the bus before me and you ain't make no noise. John used to drive the bus. What? The bus is in your possession, sir. What the hell are you telling me about John? The bus is in your possession, sir. You are the one driving the bus. What are you telling me about John for? Don't let them come and fool you with this garbage. But what about John? John ain't driving the bus. John ain't had the bus. You have it, so you have to give an account. Let's take a call. Call here on.
The ministers realize that when the abusing and accusing Timothy all these things, that they were sitting and right next to him in the cabinet and saying yes to everything.
Okay.
And as Timothy say on the platform, show me in the minutes when they say no.
We object.
They never object to anything. They know about everything, you know.
Oh.
They never object to a damn thing. And he can accessory to murder, they're in a serious charge.
Of course.
And receiving stolen goods in a serious charge.
Of course. A jail you could go that.
And as your grandmother said, the harbor is worse than the thief, right?
Ah.
So they're in there with him. They know all going on and they ain't say nothing. And know that he gave it to them, they want to come out and say, oh, he may do bad. And you in the sign up and everything? Because man, he can't do everything, you know. You know, for anything to do in the cabinet, all them have to agree on it, you know. So they can't just say, oh, he just get up on this side, he gonna approve of prison just so. All of them approve on this, all of them approve on the alternative investment, all of them approve everything.
Mm.
And then they want to come out and say, oh, me don't know nothing about that. Me don't know nothing about this. Me don't approve this.
They were right there.
Show me in the minutes. Let us come up with something to say, I did not approve. They just sit down and approve everything in the government, in a cabinet. They sit down and approve everything. And as old people say, EK, you have always was on the team. You know about it, and you know about it for a long time, and you choose not to say anything. All right, then, EK.
All right, thank you so much for that. Angela Weeks says no one is going to jail because SKN don't have any balls. They did plan to lock up Douglas, but I dare them back then. What happened to Pastor Hazel? Everyone gone silent. Yeah. Everybody getting a piece of the pie. So nobody make nice now. Is it they getting a piece of the pie or they just damn shame? One of the two things. They shame. The government ain't even last 2 terms. So they shame. Shame. When I said to them, the reason why Timothy not say nothing is because Timothy just a bill left foil, you know. Timothy a bill left foil. That's why he not say nothing about them. That's why he not fire them. I mean, how you could sit down there and allow the man to fire you? You know, resign. Where is your integrity? Where's your conscience? You know how to shame? Oh, you know, in marriage. This is not marriage, sir. This is people's lives. What the hell analogy to marriage you come and give people? This is people's lives I are talking about. All during the pandemic. Now Timothy bring back the doctor, them will come tell her we were again. By how we no one here for my yo. How we no one hear this repetitive, ridiculous script. And you have to realize that yet the vaccine is still the best form of protection that you can get. But the numbers are going up, and so the complacency and let me just tripping this again about complacency. When I listened to the news yesterday afternoon when I done working, here buy me just troops and just lock off that day. But Timothy go with them there again. Where Timothy going with these doctors again? They said that's one of the reasons they don't give me the money who promote the vaccine. Because abuse of the doctors them. When they going to approve the sugar cake who give me who promote the vaccine, they say abuse of the doctors them, so they change their mind. But like how change their mind again? Where you going with them people here again? Overseas nationals, look at the time. Many of somebody could get flight still. But I supposed to be here in St. Kitts and Nevis in our droves. Because our country depend on it. If I love our country as I so claim, don't wait for he to call an election. Fly in now. If you could get a flight, take it now. And come home. Because if you don't come home, I won't get Timothy again. I might end up with Pam. Leave nothing to chance. If you truly love your country as you claim that you do, with all this information that is out there, come home, come save our country. Last line of protection. Imagine, you're born in a land. There is no threat. The numbers are not so exorbitant that there is a cause for emergency. 100 and something nigga got COVID, they say. They say. Can we never believe them? They say. Okay. So why you have to approve me coming in? I need an approval letter from you till today. The rest of the world, who you say, thief, your COVID plan, done moving on, only you hold on to the shenanigans. And people want to wash my face and tell me that they're based in science. Well, I hear they're supposed to go another March Friday. You come la, we go, yeah. You come la, we go, yeah. March. Anyway, them doctors they show their face in public, tell them. The rest of the world is moving on. Where the hell are you hold on to? Come talking about the CDC and the World Health Organization and in America, something like people now watch news. But nobody study with the blasted COVID demand. You come like that, you only claim to fame. You know, sometimes when somebody sing a song and he sang a hit, his song done played out. Everybody said move on with the song, but you still come up with your same old tired song. Me vex, you know. But they put on a heap of news. Let me break you here. Me vex bad, you know. Give the man the relevance. Till today, about COVID. Bye. They say people, employers aren't giving them indefinite. Okay. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Hello? Okay. Guess that person got shy. They don't want to talk to us. Somebody says, EK, some persons' employers does not allow them indefinite time off. Most persons are employed by someone else. Okay. That's why they're not going to wear for vacation after I would be fine till next year. Tamisha, true, you know. You think I know me want a vacation? But me not left the island here until the government change and get rid of some of these people out of the position where they held. This whole pandemic things need investigation. I am calling for an independent investigation into this COVID-19 task force. They need investigating. I don't usually say things like these, but I'm going to say it. They need investigating. All of them. I said what I said. Caller, good morning.
Who?
Yes, good morning. You're live. How can I help?
Yeah, EK. How come all of a sudden, right, that Mr. Cameron could announce that COVID death rise all of a sudden when elections supposed to come? Pretty just a question. Just give him something to think about, yeah? That's all.
I got you, my lad.
Listen.
Nice.
I know that.
One COVID death, they say. Call it on. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I'm ready to fear about this COVID. I get fed up of them. Them are the criminal.
Just give him something to think about, yeah?
Them are the criminal. I get so fed up about COVID, but people can't come home.
I know that.
People will want to come home and can't come home.
Call it on. Go ahead.
About COVID. I'm ready to fear about this COVID. I get fed up of them.
All right, family. Watch. Me no know, right? Me no hope somebody see it. But whoever the next government is, got a lot of investigating to do. And we need an investigation into this thing. Especially this honorarium. I think they should pay it damn well back. Especially the top government official them. The top government official them who get the 27,000 and the 15 and the 10,000, they need to give it to hell back. Because if your COVID plan was so damn great, how come 44 people dead? How come? If your COVID plan was so efficient and great and your vaccine coverage was this and that, well, how come people still dead? And you know you're coming back with this food, but the vaccine is still the best vaccine till today. According to their chart, remember they said that 70% vaccination was herd immunity. Remember they used to talk that all the time? We need to get to 70% in order to have herd immunity. herd immunity. I said, who the hell is a herd? Where are you? So we said, okay, so suppose you had COVID already. The immunity accounts, well, you still need to take the vaccine because then the vaccine then would now give you They were pulling answers out of their ass, but they base it in science like man stupid. I dared to call them out and they didn't like it at all. They wanted to bankrupt me with a lawsuit. But I had a guardian angel right in the camp. You hear? A guardian angel I had right in the camp. This whole lawsuit thing comes straight from the top, to mash up EK, How dare he? Well, how dare you? The day is gone when people come and talk about me a doctor, me a this, me a that, so therefore nobody could question me. Well, you have more sense than everybody else? You have more sense than everybody else? But the protocols are based in science. So and so, hey, what science? I don't know why you can't share with the science. Can't share with the science, but it's based in science. But nobody want to hear that till today. Stop playing with people. Stop playing with people. Me not a bad mind person, but you push people think bad mind things. I want when the next government come in, they fire all of you. Get rid of all of you. I say it. All of you want firing. Every last one of you. For these atrocities I commit against people. Every last one I need firing and investigating. Me can't nobody say. Trust me. If it's one thing I would have wanted to be in government, is that. To investigate all them. Somebody says agriculture science. I mean, it gotta be. It got to be. Nobody else will say not even news. You hear about COVID now. But them you don't hear hold on to COVID. There was no time at all. They just pop up now out of the blue. Come tell us about COVID. Come tell us what. And you know why people question that? This is peculiar. The whole time Timothy come and give press conference, he never once yet mentioned the word. None of them in the press conference got on the mask. But election come now. So here he comes and parade his two pawns them now. About COVID-19 and the cases are rising and the vaccine is still the best form of protection, the last line of defense and all them kind of damn stupidness like this damn video game. Sound like a commercial for one of them stupid ass video games where Facebook advertise every now and again. Them strategy game. About the last line of defense and all them kind of damn stupidness. Bye. Music festival in your people now, ass. You don't hear nothing about no COVID-19 protocols and all these kind of things. All them went up there go jam. All them. But they had on a mask. Music festival done now. Time for election. So here these jokers come now. Come talk about the last line of defense and the vaccine is still the best form of protection and we have to protect our people from it. So damn, hey. I mean, a waxing up. Good morning, you're on. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, I hear you.
Yes, go ahead. What's on your mind?
If I'm a citizen, I can't come home to vote.
Nope.
Why?
Do you know when the election date is?
No.
Okay. You have to ask.
So why they don't say it? They're afraid?
Obviously.
Don't worry. It's starting.
Yes, everything will be over.
If God didn't want you to be there, you just can't be there.
You can't be there. No care how you hold on and you kick and you scream.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't worry, man.
They must come out.
Mm-hmm. Have
All
a blessed day.
Have a blessed day yourself, and thank you so much for that little laugh there. I needed it. They go come out in there. Trust me. No, how we a bang a go. Come down, taboo. Just the people keep an eye when you see. Upsetting. I works bad, you know. I works bad. You come and talk, is that the foolishness, yeah. But 10 story in one. Cause I see somebody sending on this video about who play with the little boy, them bomb and all them kind of foolishness there. And so there shouldn't be no close politics. That's all I got to say about that. Nobody send that to my phone again. Me no want to engage in them kind of conversation there. Oh yeah? That's not the type of politics I practice. So nobody send that to me. Let me get back to serious big people business. The overseas vote. I done had this conversation here already, but I have to have it again. And I hope the people who live overseas understand. Timothy and Pam and CCM ain't got no use for all you. They ain't had no use for all you in 2020. You understand? They no had no use for all you. You can't tell me you live overseas and you're still a Pam. You're still a CCM. Still a PLP. They no had no use for you. You couldn't even vote in your last election. Because they kept you out. And those who are compelled for whatever reason, 14 days, and everybody say, yeah. You couldn't even come home. All now, you don't even know when you could come home. You don't even know. Because Timothy no one set no date. Timothy, you claim that you're better than Doggy. Right? We no went no college. Right? But we tell Timothy, right on Freedom FM, partner, stop waste time. Dissolve the house call election one time. Don't allow Timothy them to gather no momentum. Doggy, stop right there and let Timothy them gather momentum. March is every Friday upon him. Because the bright people them tell him, wait. I just said the bright people them tell Timothy, wait. Hold out the date. Get it right down. Some of them are called for election and they're not ready yet. Okay. You should have catch them off guard. But you give time for Pam to build momentum. You give time for CCM to build momentum. These people don't got a head start on you, Timothy. They already have a head start. They have a base. The party older than yours. You're only allowing them to change the tactics. You see, if you did catch them just after you fire them, might have been a little damaging. It'll damage them. But you see, you just a wait and you a linger. You'll get people fed up and works with you. Only your supporters them a scream, let them hear, let them hear, let them hear, let them hear. Because the longer you stay in there, the longer the gravy train and go for some of your supporters them. That's all they want you for. They don't really want you, Timothy. Your supporters they don't really love you, They love what they do with them. They don't really love you. Because if they really love you, they would have done tell you, partner, time up now. Thanks for your time. Let me just come out of government and try to build back with base and see if we could come back around. Time up. But then I love you. They love the position that you're in and the perks that come with being aligned with you. They don't really love you. Nobody who love you would allow you to publish yourself, so. They don't really love you. I want to see if after this election, if you ain't win, if them same people gonna still love you. If them same people who get pay, who put on shut up, pay to come meet now, pay to come wherever, I want to see they still gonna love you if you don't lose. I don't want to lose because I hate you. I want to lose to see how people, because sometimes you got to lose to win. Me not be your people that really like you. Somebody wants to know. So the foreigners they bring in have more rights. This is no joke. The foreigners are here in droves. And I don't mean the ones who have been here legally. I want to see if St. Kitts people are going to stay home and they ain't come out to vote. The voter turnout they usually be low, you know. I want to see people going, oh, me nah vote. Don't vote. You stay home and vote and look what we get. How we get Timothy and Pam and PLP. You better come out in our numbers and vote and send a clear message to these people. We ain't playing with them. We ain't playing with them at all. If by some stroke of luck that Pam win and CCM win, woe be unto us. You see all these lot of nice talks what they got right now? Let them win and I see. You're going to see the real demon come out again. Remember how they used to go on, you know? Remember how they used to go on with the pompous and the arrogantness and the stoops in after people. Remember how they used to go on when they was in a position of power, you know? But now is that they get a wake-up call, so they want to be meek and mild now. Remember how they used to behave. They done show you who they be. Remember mine. They don't had no sense of humility. Not even a scintilla, according to Timothy. Not a shred of humility they had. But now they want to come around and try to be our savior. If you think Timothy the bad, let Sean and Mark get in there and you see a joke. He can't wrong yet, you know. Been wrong yet. Remember, I tell you, okay, let the immunity go in there, you can see. The evening electoral office corrupted. Everything these people touch, they corrupt. Everything. Because they don't understand how government work. Then they went in, they go try to understand. They went in, they go sort out themselves. Look at them. Just look at them and you will see. Just look. Now, Ford, what you say is the facial expression. You got to put things into perspective for them so they could understand. Sure. Lindo says, quick question. Is it that they have until the 8th of August to call the elections, or the elections must be held by the 8th of August? Lindo, I'm going to be honest with you, my brains are hurt me. You know why my brains are hurt me? Because the Constitution write it out a certain way. But the Constitution didn't make provision for people to be smart. You go to the Constitution, and the Constitution will tell exactly that after the House is dissolved, the Prime Minister has 90 days in which, I think that's the wording for it, in which to call an election or set an election date. So he got 90 days. to set an election date. So if he want to go right down until the 8th of August, I guess he could. But right now we're not going to parliament. We can't make no law. We can't pass no law. I'm going to look it up for you. And I'm going to read it. You could look it up for yourself too, you know. I could type, I got Google in front of you. Dissolution of Parliament. I'm going to try to find it, yeah, and see if I could read it to you. Shares them now, walk by. But somebody, if you know it to hand, you could just point us out and put it in the comment section so we could find it, just to answer the question there. But I think it's 90 days in which to call an election. Oh, sorry. Wow. Where did they come from? Somewhere deep. But I think it's in 90 days in which to call an election. Let me see what's going on up here. But if somebody got direct access to it in the comment section, Lord, please put it there. The right section. Ike, can you go over, because somebody was saying in Labour time it went beyond 90 days. It went beyond 90 days in Labour time. No. Not, I think what they're talking about is emotional confidence. The motion of confidence, they say, was in abeyance for 2 years. But motion of confidence had no timeline set as to when you should call a motion. It says as soon as possible. Soon as possible could mean 2 years, 3 years. And you see, that was the frustration with people. People got fed up at Dougie because he drawn it out. He allowed them man to gain momentum. If he'd spring the election upon them one time, whoop, he'd have cut them down, cut them short. He would have never allowed their message to take root and to take hold. But he listened to the smart people. He listened to Harry. Smart people, I'm advising. Something seems to be happening in the political arena. People are rising up. Look at what's happening in Sri Lanka, Kenya, Argentina, UK, France, and many other countries. People are rising up and sending a clear message to these wicked, corrupt, greedy, power-hungry politicians. Yes, you're right. People are sending a direct message to them that we fed up of them. You come with your fancy talk and you come with your this. You are in a position to make changes. And you want to maintain the status quo and delay the process. But people ain't stupid no more. People is not stupid anymore. So, people just relax yourself. Let Timothy take all the time he want. Because he only going to make people more fed up of him. Remember, he can tell us, so, I ain't wrong yet. Good morning, you're on. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you're breaking up there, my lord.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. There you go. Hello.
Oh, you know.
I guess you got to shift position, my lord. You're breaking up bad. Try and call us back. Right, thank you. But yeah, let Timothy continue to draw out this thing. He's only going to harm himself. Because the more and more he draw it out, the more and more he allow Labour and the other parties to take even greater hold and carry their message a little longer. You understand? And he message ain't really no message. Not when Talbot up there talk about, for far too long, number 8 has been neglected. when the deputy prime minister is with Timothy right now in cabinet as the representative for number 8. That does not make no sense. Makes no sense at all. You can't tell me that Akila going on a platform to talk about all the plans I have for health. Woman, you was in government for 2 years. What is you do in a health? No make no sense. Nubian, you could see that Nubian got some ideas, Rasta. And I think in the next 2 years, Nubian is going to be the leader of the party. Like, nobody going to want Timothy. I think Nubian is supposed to be the leader of PLP right now. Yeah. Nubian then come to the general public so much at times. Come do interview and talk to the general public. Right? All now you can't catch Timothy in an interview. Me don't talk to Nubian. Jackie spoke to Jamie. Talbot went to talk to Michael Powell. Oh, you look at me, Ross. Michael Powell. Till today. Where else are substance? I don't even think Talbot going to go and feed them. All now we can't get the Prime Minister in a forum where he could answer a couple questions. People asking Nubian the questions they should be asking Timothy. And Nubian going there, Nubian batting. That's a real leader. Nubian for leader, PLP. Hello, good morning. Hello. That call ain't connecting at all, boy. Watch. Nubian for leader, PLP. Ain't care nobody say. Timothy like he afraid microphones right now, unless he's on a political platform where nobody could check him. Pan political platform I talk about thanks to number 6 for Mark Brantley. You got to be crazy. All right, Ornella. Thank you so much, darling. See, class is in session. Each one teach one, help one. I know we party B now, but I couldn't find it. Part 3, section 48, holding of elections. The general election of members of the assembly shall be held on such time within 90 days after any dissolution of the legislature as the Governor General may appoint where the seat, so there it goes. General elections held such time within 90 days. So you have a 90-day window in which to have the elections. A 90-day window. So somewhere in between you're supposed to get. Let them know who they're dealing with, all wicked men from Timo government. Wicked. I hear you, my lord. But I still say Nubian for leader. PLPites, you should begin to take a serious look at Nubian as your leader. That man ain't tainted by the government politics and way t. You understand? Timothy ain't want to come to no radio station and no interview. He ain't want to come. Nubian then up and down the place talking to everybody. Nubian even answering questions where he ain't even know about. Because he wasn't in government. And people ask Nubian hard questions. And the man just standing up under them questions there. All now you can't catch him or ask him nothing. Nubian for leader. I'll say it again. Folks, we got just about 9 minutes left here on the show. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this morning. It's always a pleasure coming here. Somebody said, Lord, you don't forget to put up your link. There's my Cash App link. There's my PayPal link. We want to make a contribution to the show. It would be greatly appreciated to keep on the lights and keep the AC nice. I got to buy a new fan because these mosquitoes are killing me, boy. Lord of mercy. But anyhow, we can speculate all we want about when Timothy gonna call the elections. But is he right as the Prime Minister? And he said these are things that they came to us and said, we're supposed to have a set date for elections. Rah. And so now they come full circle. And now Timothy feared to call an election day. What you feared for? By dry throat. I want to know all the news, gory details, and what's that. Anyhow, let me go to a few comments in the WhatsApp section here. Hi, EK. All the overseas people need you do us threatening to sue the airlines, as there was not a requirement when tickets are booked online through American. American should ask for the approval letter before confirming one's flight and taking monies. Good point, caller. You see, there are ways and means how you could shake up the system, you know. People in charge of the system, not them, you know. I bet you if a group of people file a class action lawsuit against American Airlines, they tell the government in St. Kitts and Nevis, well, hey, we not with you. If when they drop them off in our airport, if I don't want to let them in, well, that's a matter for all you. You understand? Force their hand. Vanny says, Ika, your ass more time. Family ain't got things to do, I gotta go back to sleep. I gotta go back to sleep. What you saying? But no, people need to rise up and tell them plain out we ain't want this bullshit no more. Everybody else around the world moving on from this COVID-19 thing. And these in case I got some money coming, me no want to call them by the name. Just in case the government got some money to give me, to promote something here. Me want to call them out the name, But where they going with these people here again? We rising up. Timothy, we ain't want that. CMO, we ain't want that. This approval protocol we got in place in no science. Show me the science. Show me the science on a piece of paper that says you protect us more when you get an approval letter. Man, if you upload your COVID test and your vaccine status, you know what going on with you? You're not waiting a damn approval letter. From who? It is ridiculous. With respect. It is damn ridiculous. And the people of this federation need to do something about it. Send a clear message to Timothy and the pawns and the Indians and chiefs. We're not with you. You done had your time, the man. Thanks for your time. You piss away your opportunities them to turn around this country from this tribal politics, but you double down. You're 10 times worse than Dougie. 10 times. Dougie was 10 man in one, but you're 10 times worse than him. So use what? 20? 10 times 10 is how much? 100? Me no. We do some creative accounting. You're 100 times worse. Tricks here, tricks there, tricks everywhere. Tricks are for kids, my lord. It's a big people thing. The argument that I see somebody come with to defend this garbage is unbelievable. Somebody said don't shift the blame to the airline. Bye. Something my head just watch. In America, right? Lawsuits that make things happen. How you could shift the attention to Timo? Timothy no care. I ain't see. You have to break down the things that are keeping Timothy intact. You got to break them down. Because you can't get to the king just so. You got to go to the archers. You got to go to the swordsmen, the horsemen. You got to breach the walls. You can't just get to the king just so. You got to pull away the pillars that keep it in place. Understand, family. Understand. How you going to direct your things straight at Timo when the man no care? It's like the person suggested. The airline is telling you that you can't board the flight unless you get an approval letter, you know. But you don't book your flight, so you didn't tell me all that before I booked my flight. You went ahead and you booked my flight. So now you're telling me I need something else in order to get on your flight. So therefore, I'm suing you. And you want a bet. The airline is going to put pressure upon the government? Where's how we going to do? I march, he no study how we. He bring Dr. Lars and Dr. Cameron in front of the Talawi. And the numbers are steeped in something. And did you take the vaccine? Bring back this old time something again. But man no care. He man no care. just not care. Me hear people say you cannot get on the flight unless you got the approval letter. So even though your flight done book, if your flight is today and you ain't got your approval letter to show, they're not letting you on the flight. So even if you show up in a St. Kitts, you can't just show up in a St. Kitts because they're not letting you on the flight unless you have that, even though your ticket done book. So the person who suggested suing the airline, and you know lawsuits that work in America, imagine you go to a coffee shop in America, order hot coffee, throw away the damn hot coffee on yourself, and you turn on and you sue the coffee shop for selling you hot coffee. And you could possibly win, because that's how lawsuits work in America. Lawsuit that work nice. So, the person is suggesting a different tactic. 5-10 I get together, class action lawsuit against American Airlines. You book me ticket, and I can't fly because you said no one needs something that you didn't tell me I was going to need from the onset. And let it put pressure upon the government. You know, we work. I could tell me. I could think it out. Nisha Davis says, what approval letter? Family, you have to get an approval letter from the government here before you can enter the country. Didn't you know that? Didn't you know that? And if that don't work, then try a different tactic. We're calling for the resignation of the CMO and the chief. Since they want to buttress up Timothy's hold on us, well, then we're going to have to go after them. Call for the resignation of the CMO and the chief. No. Everybody going to say, man, no, don't go so far. And wait. But how come nationals are being denied access to their country? In fear of COVID? In fear of this? The tourists are coming here in droves. They're walking up and down in here like they own the place. Who stopped them? But you want to tell me a national want to come home here and he got to wait upon somebody here to approve you coming in the country? Even though you don't upload your tests, you don't upload your vaccine status, you still have to get an approval letter? Even though we have a high vaccination rate here, it ain't making no sense. So we come like we got to call for the resignation of these people because they're the one who bring the message. And we want the resignation of Abdia Samuel as well. And Wendy Phipps. And Juicy Byron. And whoever else is on the task force, we want all them resignation. Every last one of them. That's what I tell you, these political parties, they're playing. They're playing around with these people. Just like how the leader of NRP could ask for the resignation of a sitting member of the NIA, we should ask for the resignation of these people who keeping this thing in place, but they're keeping us safe from COVID. With the last line of defense, keep us safe from... I thought that was the vaccine. But we got the vaccine in abundance. We need their resignation. Start calling for it, start agitating for it. Because if they are the ones who are buttressing up Timothy's hold on us, we need to ask for their resignation as well. Let me tell you something, right? Go back even to Satan getting kicked out of heaven. He didn't get kicked out of heaven by himself, yeah. Satan had accomplices with him. Satan had other angels who believed just what he believed. And so they were kicked out of heaven. Satan had company and Satan had followers. who believed in what he believed in. Jim Jones, Hitler. Just because you have followers and supporters doesn't mean that you're right. So the people who try to tell me, oh, well, we love the leader, we're sticking with the leader. That's the same thing happened to Jim Jones. That's why he was able to murder so much people. That's the same thing Hitler had. He had supporters and he had people who loved him and believed in what he believed in. And that's why he was able to murder so many people, because he had accomplices who believed in the same garbage like him. Okay. So don't tell me about support. Don't tell me about people with you. And so because people with you, that mean you're right? Well, Satan had supporters and Hitler had his. That is how he was able to carry out the atrocities. He had enablers. He had generals, lieutenants, captains, sergeants, foot soldiers, admirers, baby mamas, you name it. And I'm sure he had some old people who believe what Hitler believed as well. Elderly people. Okay. Okay. I understand what I go on now. So, now come tell me about, oh, he got supporters and oh, he got this. You notice Pam not saying anything about people coming home and or the electoral office? No, because you don't suit them. Watch, if the overseas votes ain't come, it suit Pam, you know. So that's why they don't make nothing nice about it. You realize this is one thing about it and then they hush? Because it would suit them. Because the majority of the overseas vote belong to Labour. Everybody knows this. So it would be in their best political interest to not scream this. You hear? But this is why Labour need to do a better job of getting out their people, getting out their base. Because we done see the effort, we done see the chess pieces move. You see, Timothy calculated, you know. We done see it coming a mile away. Me done call it. They're going to use the same protocol thing here to keep out people. You see, all of a sudden, he bring back the chief and he bring back the CMO. I come and talk about last line of protection and complacency and all them kind of damn stupidness. Complacency till today. That come and talk 2 hours if I went to COVID, that COVID just happened to come back around the other day. He bring them right back. Because what? Once you bring a doctor and the doctor speaks, you're supposed to believe in what the doctor say. Yeah? So doctors doing wrong now? Doctors don't misdiagnose somebody now? So a doctor never tells somebody that they got stage 4 cancer and the person in the makeup in the morning go dead, only to get a second opinion to find out that none of cancer, something wrong with your liver. Or liver want to fix up. You just need the right medication and your liver good to go again. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So doctors can misdiagnose. Doctors can't get nothing wrong. Second opinions, everybody knows this, bro. In the medical world, you seek second and sometimes even third opinions. Because in first sight, a doctor may have a diagnosis, but there's another doctor who has done even more research, who has even more experience with that kind of ailment than him, and so he would be able to give you a better opinion than the doctor who you see first. So don't come parading a doctor in front of me and me supposed to just swallow everything what they say. No, everybody knows this. But only hearing saying, kids, you don't need to seek no second opinion on COVID because the CMO and the chief know exactly what they're talking about. Even though the COVID is something new and there's very little data about it at the time then, they were the aficionados on it. Something that was brand new. And now that we have had experience, now we have all the data, they still come at about the science tell us this and the science tell us that. The science ain't tell you a damn thing. And all I need to resign. Every last one of you. Sure. It's now 11 o'clock. Now we get 8 minutes extra. I need to go and leave now. I need to go back to sleep, my lords. But we can continue tomorrow. Definitely. Curtis was supposed to come with an update about the cricket from down in St. Paul's, but I think I've waited enough. I going now. All right, so I got another WhatsApp here. Somebody says, oh no. All right. Oh, okay. Are you? I'm going to go deal with some business here. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this morning and sticking around with me. We numbers ain't looking bad at all. We in things, people. We get in there, we in things. We streaming on 2 platforms. We got, 415 now, 215 over there. On YouTube, we got 81. Yeah, we ain't too bad. We in things. We sure in things, people. Thanks for making it great. And I want to wish you a blessed day, a great day. And stay out of trouble, stay woke. So, vaccine expired yet? I don't know. I really don't know, Daddy, man. I just fed up with these people. They need to resign, all them. But anyhow, people, I gotta go. All right? Take care of yourself. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, if it's the will of Jah. Okay? Bye-bye for now. I'm going back to sleep. You hear?